Thanks for staying with 5 Live. Political temperatures are now rising in Telangana. Ahead of the Hyderabad civic polls, TRS Chief and Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has announced that he wants to set up an anti-Modi front, a front against the central government. The Chief Minister has said that he will be holding a meeting with leaders of the country's main opposition parties in Hyderabad in the second week of December. According to KCR, the agenda of the meeting will be the anti-people policies of the Modi government at the centre. He has alleged that the Modi government has done nothing in the country in the past 6.5 years and pushed the country backwards. The BJP, meanwhile, has hit back at the Chief Minister, claiming he is insecure and shaken by the imminent possibility of the BJP's rise across Telangana and the party's prospects of winning majority seats in the Greater Hyderabad municipality elections. The party said that it does not feel threatened by these dummy rounds being fired by KCR in regular intervals.
త్వరలోనే భారతదేశ ప్రతిపక్షాల యొక్క కాంక్లేవ్ హైదరాబాద్లో నేనే పెట్టబోతా ఉన్నా 100%. విల్ ఇనిషియేట్ ఫైట్. హైదరాబాద్ డిక్లరేషన్ ఇచ్చి ఈ దేశంలో యుద్ధ శంఖాన్ని పూరించి గ్యారంటీగా ఎదుర్కొంటాం. కేసీఆర్ ఒకసారి యుద్ధానికి ఎత్తుకుంటే ఎట్లుంటుందో మీకు తెలుసు. నేను యుద్ధం స్టార్ట్ చేసిన అంటే అద్భుతంగా చేస్తా మీకు తెలుసు. ఫస్ట్ కాంక్లేవ్ హైదరాబాద్లో పెడదాం, అన్ని పార్టీలతో మాట్లాడతా, భారతదేశం అందరితో అద్భుతమైన యుద్ధం ప్రారంభిస్తాం తొందర లోపల అని చెప్పిన. బహుశా డిసెంబర్ 2వ వారంలో ఈ యుద్ధం కూడా కేసీఆర్ ప్రారంభించబోతారని చెప్పి నేను మనవి చేస్తా ఉన్నా.
Now, the BJP says that the reason why KCR is talking about an anti-Modi front is because the TRS is unnerved by the BJP's recent successes in Telangana. Let's tell you about the tryst that the BJP has had with Telangana so far. In May 2019, and I was in Hyderabad on counting day when it happened, the BJP emerged victorious with as many as... Okay, let's just go back to that. Emerged victorious with 4 seats in the Lok Sabha polls, much more than it had expected. November 10th, 2020, the BJP scored a victory in the Dubaka by-poll, defeating the TRS, and this was a prestige battle in many ways. Dubaka is considered a TRS bastion, and the BJP managed to win it. Let's go to the next slide now. December 2018, this is the Modi versus KCR war, because two very strong personalities, they've met many times before. March 2019, Prime Minister Modi's jibe. Okay, this is going a little too fast, but I'll try and play this again for you. Let's just go back to the beginning of this so our viewers can get a sense of this entire slide. Modi versus KCR. December 2018, Prime Minister Modi said KCR is stealing the rights of Telangana for his Chief Minister's chair. 2019, last year, Prime Minister Modi's jibe, he said the AIMIM of Owaisi is holding the steering wheel of KCR. March 2019, KCR's jibe at Prime Minister, Chaiwala has gone, Chaukidar has come. So very, very visceral attacks between the two leaders in the past. More personal, of course, from KCR. Let's go to the next one now. The Hyderabad civic poll battle that's coming up is perhaps the reason why you're seeing temperatures rise between the two parties. The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation polls start on December the 1st, in just a few days from now, and that becomes the epicenter. The polls will be held in 144 municipality wards across the Greater Hyderabad area. In 2015, the TRS had won 99 out of the 150 wards, and will, of course, be looking to better that number. The MIM won 44, the BJP just 3, and the Congress won 2 wards. So 99 was what the TRS won last time, and they perhaps have some reason to believe that the BJP has smelt blood and could perform a whole lot better on this time because of election momentum. Ashish is with us live. Ashish, the political battlefield in Telangana is very, very interesting. It has started as far back as 2018, and the BJP has some reason to exude confidence going into these elections now. And it answers some of the questions about why the TRS is looking quite defensive also.
Yes, Shiv, you are absolutely right. If we go back in past and talk about 2018, when Telangana Rashtra Samiti chief, the then Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has called an early poll, he won that election massively, and BJP decimated in that election. BJP had 7 MLAs before 2018. It lost 6 of its seats, only 1 seat they're able to secure. Then come to 2019 general election. There BJP, just after a few months in fact, BJP secured 4 parliamentary seats, and that surprised Telangana Rashtra Samiti chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao, because his own daughter K. Kavita lost her election, her parliamentary seat in Nizamabad. Then come to Dubak bypoll. Dubak is a constituency which TRS has lost. TRS had a sitting MLA. Dubak is surrounded by the constituency of Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, his son and minister K. Tarak Rama Rao, and his nephew and State Finance Minister T. Harish Rao. There BJP has secured a victory. Just on 10th, the result came out, and now BJP has sent its poll strategist who managed party's victory in Bihar, Bhupendra Yadav, to Hyderabad to manage a municipal poll, and that is quite significant.
Very true.
BJP has sent one of its tallest leader, biggest leader, to Hyderabad to manage a municipal poll, and that has sent a serious concern to ruling Telangana Rashtra Samiti, and the reaction Telangana Rashtra Samiti is giving, or in fact President and Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is saying that now he'll go national, is it's of course linked to that loss of the Dubak bypoll.
Okay, Ashish, thank you very much. Very, very interesting developments in Telangana, that are obviously going to escalate right into this Greater Hyderabad municipality elections. Ashish very pertinently pointing out that Bhupendra Yadav, a big leader of the BJP, being sent down to Hyderabad just to manage a municipality elections is an indicator of the importance that the BJP is attaching to trying to defeat the TRS at every possible level. Ashish, thank you very much for that. I want to welcome onto 5 Live Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the TRS, the ruling party, Krishna Sagar Rao, spokesperson of the BJP. Gentlemen, welcome. Good to see you back here on the show. Krishna Sagar Rao, to you first. What are you making of this? We've laid out the context, I'm sure you've been listening, for our viewers of the past, that's been happening between the TRS and the BJP, so you don't have to go into that. But now, why do you think KCR, the Chief Minister, is looking to form some kind of an anti-Modi front? He's called a conclave next month.
See, Shiv, this is not the first time KCR has masqueraded appeasement to Muslim votes in the form of a threat to Bharatiya Janata Party. He does that on every occasion where an election is coming up. He has done that in 2018. He has done that in 2019 general elections. He is now doing it in GHMC elections. So for him to consolidate Muslim vote, he has to fire some blanks and dummies on BJP and especially Prime Minister Narendra Modi. For the rest of the entire term, he'll stay silent. He will bend both ways. He'll try to appease us. He'll try to appease the opposition party. So it's his game. Now, this saber rattling is going to lead him nowhere this time, because we have a momentum by a by-election poll, as you rightly pointed out, in the middle of 3 huge fortresses of KCR, KTR and Harish. And now he understands that there is a ground-level traction and a groundswell for Bharatiya Janata Party that can also create a win for us in GHMC, because Dubaka was not very far off from the city. In 150, we are aiming at 80 seats, a majority in GHMC. And his intelligence reports are saying Bharatiya Janata Party is winning those 80 seats. So no wonder.
Let's get a reply from Krishank Mane on that. Krishna Sagar Rao, let's get a reply from Krishank on that. Krishank, the suggestion is that this is saber rattling by Chief Minister KCR. He does this before the elections. He's done it in 2019. I remember he did it in 2019 saying, I'm going to go to, Chaiwala has become the Chowkidar. I will be in Delhi tomorrow, etc., etc. It's a familiar kind of tone that the Chief Minister of Telangana appears to be striking at a time when a defeat has just taken place in the Dubaka bypoll. It's one constituency, but the symbolism is there. Krishank.
Well, Shiv, let me remind you that Honorable Chief Minister KCR ji has worked as a central minister previously. He has that experience. And national politics, let me again remind you that bringing all parties together, those parties who were lame ducks, they promised Ek vote, do rashtra. Those people forgot for more than a decade. They couldn't make Telangana possible. It was Honorable Chief Minister KCR who made it possible by bringing all the national parties together to see that Telangana Andhra Pradesh reorganization bill was passed.
But Krishan, what does this anti-Modi front have to do with the GHMC elections is my question.
Well, it has nothing to do with GHMC elections. Unfortunately, the Bharatiya Janata Party is rattled away when Chief Minister KCRG is talking about two important issues, which has been totally draconian against the states. One is the farm law bills. Let me remind you, Shiv, that it is not today or yesterday suddenly KCRG has been talking. TRS has opposed in the parliament against the draconian farm laws. Isn't it true? Not only that.
Okay.
Regarding the Hyderabad floods, till date, Bharatiya Janata Party and the government of India is shameless because they haven't given a single penny. Where is NDRF? Zero funds for Telangana. While recently,
So it only happens to be before the polls.
The Ministry of Home has released thousands of crores, 4,000 above crores to 6 states, and there is no Telangana. Let me remind you, Shiv, on this very show, and in fact the BJP panelists also sat and discussed about the devastating Hyderabad floods, which were unprecedented after a century. These are the issues, pertinent issues, which Honorable Chief Minister has been raising.
Krishna Sagar Rao, the TRS says it has nothing to do with the elections. There are enough issues on which the TRS wants to create a force against Modi because those are issues which are serious and cannot be ignored. Respond to that. He says this is not about elections or saber rattling.
Yes, so KCR should have raised issues which are pertinent, which are hot button issues, like the flood deluge of Hyderabad and the reasons behind it and the relief he has provided. We should have talked about the potholes in the entire city. He should have talked about water.
Oh, come
he
on,
should have talked about education,
run away from your
health
responsibility. Don't
infrastructure.
shy away from
We
your
should have talked
responsibility.
about corruption.
Krishant, I'll come to you. Let him finish.
Why is the man shouting?
Krishant, let him finish.
Have you given a single rupee to Telangana?
No cross-talk. Let him finish. I'll give you time. You can rebut what he has to say when I give you time. Let him finish.
He is dodging away questions.
So
You can ask it again once he finishes. Krishna Sagar Rao, finish.
Yeah, so Shiv, he doesn't... See, the distraction is the heart of the matter for KCR. He does it all the time. By now, we are getting bored with this distraction game because, you know, the spokesperson is talking about real issues, but his CM doesn't talk about. He's talking about Narendra Modi. How is that relevant in a GHMC, a local body election? And why is he talking today? Why didn't he talk in Dubbaka election? Why did he abstain from Dubbaka by-poll campaign? They should understand that KCR is now tired and retired, and he is now just reposing his faith on winning by just saber rattling, by showcasing his machoism against Narendra Modi, pitting himself against Narendra Modi.
Okay.
But nobody in the entire country walks behind him, nor even stands by him because he lacks credibility of an opposition leader.
Okay.
Because he bends
the BJP
both ways.
is saying that.
So he cannot form an
Let
alliance
Krishank answer
against
that.
us. He cannot rally anybody against us. That's an impossible task.
Krishank, answer that. And also the specific issue of what Krishna Sagar Rao said about the Dubbaka by-poll. Has that in some way also unnerved the TRS into, creating some kind of force now? Yeah, you can answer what he said.
Well, Shiv, even before Telangana state formed, there were many by-polls. Yes, defeat or victory is nothing new. Earlier also in by-polls, TRS has lost. But then you've seen since 2014, every election TRS has been winning. Come on, it's just one seat. We accept the people's mandate. We have government in hand.
So you're saying there's no great momentum for the BJP, you're saying?
See, those people may raise up issues on Chief Minister, but the Chief Minister who is running the state has to represent these issues to the concerned government, and that is the Prime Minister. How is Prime Minister responsible? Of course he is responsible because he is the one who has to give funds equally to all the states. He cannot be biased, cannot be ignorant towards the issues of Telangana. The spokesperson has still now answered that why haven't they given 1 rupee to Hyderabad? How do they have a face to go and ask votes for Hyderabad?
Is this...
They do not have a face.
Okay. I'm getting a sense of deja vu right now, Krishna Sagar Rao. I'm getting a little bit of a deja vu, from 2019. I was, in fact, in the beautiful city of Hyderabad for the counting day as well. Do you sense also that KCR might be looking at creating this force right now, this conclave that he's talking about, not just to do with the elections in Hyderabad, but maybe for some bigger things that may be coming up a few years from now?
So Shiv, that's what I'm saying. So why is he raising a GHMC election platform? because he cannot address the other issues. That's what I have told you, that he has failed miserably. His GHMC mayor and his entire majority of corporators today stand, almost against in their own wards. They're corrupt. They have been governing the entire city in a miserable way. So they're bound to lose. So now this is a distraction game, as I said before. Now, talking about the funds, Telangana is not a different country. It's a part of the Indian Union, and whatever rightfully Telangana has to get, it has got. And if he has still a problem, he can certainly, there are forums to raise. This is purely a political game show, and he does that all the time. We have no issue with that. We can answer his questions. But he has to answer why he has not campaigned when there was an assembly seat, which was very important. Why is he now coming out and attacking Narendra Modi when there is a general body election about the funds which he should have probably talked about in the assembly?
Okay.
Why is he talking now in the local bodies? Because
that question is being asked for the third time. Krishank, if you want to answer it, you can.
No matter how much you shout, that is the truth.
Shiv.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shiv, well, it was just one assembly. We can understand the arrogance in theirs over one victory because it was just a slight margin of 1,000 votes. They should also realize that they had a very slight victory against a 30-year-old youngster in Bihar who almost gave them a run for their money. So they might be arrogant. Whatever it is, regional parties will talk about regional issues. They will talk about the state interest. You may dodge away. You may talk about political campaigns, but you are still failing to answer that. What are you doing for Telangana? What are your farmer lobbies? Why are farmers coming out and protesting?
I've
Your
already answered.
bill. These are all issues. These are all issues which we are raising, and just not yesterday. Yesterday, he has addressed the parliamentarians, the MLAs, the MLCs. So it was a state-level meeting.
But this seems to go beyond just Hyderabad.
Speak about state issues.
But the sense that I got at least, Krishank, I'm out of time now. The sense I got at least, from the translation of what the Chief Minister said is, all opposition parties from across the country. So I'm wondering what that has to do with only Hyderabad. Is it something bigger?
He has engineered this earlier also. And here today, yes, I agree that Bharatiya Janata Party, very fortunately,
I can answer
with Congress's failure, post Dubaka, they have rose up to the second place.
20 seconds, last 20 seconds to you, Krishna Sagar Rao.
Yeah. And when we have to address to the BJP, with the experience of KCR, we have to address to someone like Prime Minister Modi and his failures. Mr. Sagar, please be patient enough to answer.
Last 20 I'm completely out of time. Last 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
The question is asked to me.
You should be,
last 20 seconds. I have to close the show.
No matter where he wants to have this conclave, nobody is going to be behind him or beside him. That's what's going to happen.
We'll keep a track of this. We'll be covering the conclave as well. Krishank and Krishna Sagar Rao, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Apologize, I have to shut the show now because I'm out of time. That's it on 5 Live. Thank you so much. See how it goes in Telangana. We'll keep you updated.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.